Key point after seeing all this violence in Western Ghats, when the report was finally released, what we understood from that is that the people haven't got an idea about what is Western Ghats report. The recommendations, they were not clear. It was all skewed in such a way, local people will be against it. That was a group's idea, it was like that. Then the people should be against the Western Ghats report. It is because the groups there working for the timber lobby and all those, and also the quarry lobbies and all those people, they wanted to see that the report will never see the light, and they didn't want this to be implemented. So they put it in such a way to confuse the general public that the report will go against them and the people will be driven out from there. Farmers will be driven out and they will not be allowed to stay there. All sorts of allegations were there. It is then what we said, that the report should be first translated into Malayalam and all local languages. At least the operational part of it, some 20 pages. Translate it and send it to all the panchayats in the basic, the Grama Sabha, panchayat. They should say what they want. And whatever they want, whatever they say, we will agree with that. That was our but unfortunately, government did not do that. But Salim Ali Foundation, with our own fund, we made a small booklet in Malayalam and sent to all these people, all the panchayats in Kerala side, and they got it. But unfortunately, by then they all converted to against the Radgal committee. But now, after the rains and landslides in 2018, I started getting calls from people from the Western Ghats, Munnar, Idukki and all those areas, saying that what we have done was a mistake. We should have followed the Dargi Committee. The main point in that is that whatever we are given is only recommendation. The decision has to be taken by the Grama Sabha level and Panchayat level. And whatever they say, let us agree. This is what we say. What we have said in the report. This has not gone to the mind of the people, because people did not allow the people to understand. This is what has happened. I think it is still, we should make the people cover for that. Just circulate all those things and have meetings with the Panchayat level and see what to say. There is some problem. Okay, I think I will stop with this. I have conveyed the major points, whatever I wanted to say, but if any question is there, I would like to answer.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your presentation.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Kumar Kalanji, sir, I personally welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Dr. Vijayan. Kerala is facing severe calamities for last 3 years. Is there any change in the policy of Kerala government to address this kind of recurring natural calamities? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. My question was to Dr.
Yes,
Vijayan.
yes.
Yeah, that is there any major change in the policy of Kerala government in terms of addressing the recurring natural calamities in Kerala? Or is there any learning?
One second, one second. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mic.
Your mic is mute, Dr. Vijayan. Your mic is mute. Kindly unmute your mic.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. There is no such determined effort to implement the Gadgil committee recommendations. But now there is a change in the minds of the people, the thinking people, about the importance of recommendations of Gadgil committee report, especially after seeing these floods and landslides and landslips and so on. So I hope something will come. The problem is the central government is not for it. Okay. After this report, Gadgil committee report, our Kasturirangan committee report came. That also was not acceptable to government of Kerala. After that, there was a woman committee report. He was the biodiversity chairman. That report was also not acceptable. So that is the situation, because only a very few people who are interested in the conservation of the Western Ghats, and most of the people are not for that. Most people, not most people, some of the people are interested only to exploit the resources of the Western Ghats. And those people are very strong, financial support, everything is very strong. And they manage the situation. So unless the government can take some strong decisions, I don't think things will happen. Okay.
We are aware about the indifferences of the union government about the first commission, WGEEP. We are also aware about the Kasturirangan committee. Now my question is whether Kerala government is thinking very specifically about the Western Ghats, especially after having recurring floods and disasters in last 3 years. Is there any change in the attitude of the Kerala government?
No, that's what I'm saying. Not that visible, but some discussions are going on in that line.
Okay, okay.
So one day they might accept it.
Because when 3 years before the major calamity took place almost in entire Kerala, from Malappuram till down to Trivandrum, that time the statement made by the chief minister was not very encouraging, because he was talking about strengthening the dams and going ahead with the similar kind of programs. So unless and until Kerala government and the Kerala people think differently in the light of climate change and global warming, having 3 years of experiences, I don't think that union government will have a special consideration to replan the environmental and ecological issues in Kerala. Same thing we find in everywhere, but because you are one of the stalwarts from Kerala, so that's why I asked you this question.
No, the problem is
Yes.
now, if you take central government, the present central government is not bothered about the conservation at all. Now, the example for that is the forest amendments made to the Forest Conservation Act of 1980. That is very clear. That is very clear. It is attracting the corporates to start anything they want in the forest area. To put it, so that is the attitude. And there, if you go with these things, I don't think they will consider it at all. They have no interest. For everywhere, they are putting up their thing and saying that it's not that way. This has to be like this way. You dilute it. Let the people work. Let the people. Let the corporates work. That is the attitude. So when the government is only for corporates, what do you expect? So I don't think nothing much will happen unless the Kerala government put down and say that no, this is what we are going to do. That I do not know whether that would happen.
Thank you so much.
That
Thank
is
you so
true.
much.
That way, I request to Vijayan Ji. Yeah, I request to Vijayan Ji. Why not? What we say, Grama Sabha? No, we have to approach with all Grama Sabha to make a resolution to protection whatever leftover is there.
No, that is
a
what
good solution. I am feeling.
No, that is what we are trying to do. Grama Sabha level, it has to be discussed. So what we did from our side is that we made a summary of the Gargal Committee report, recommendations only, otherwise it is 522 pages. Recommendation part we distributed to all the panchayats. And we went and talked to some panchayats also, but that we could not do much because we have no money. Money is a problem. This translating into Malayalam and all, that is because got an award from Anapara Foundation here. This is how it is happening because we don't have money basically. So only those who are having money, they can do all those things. They have the money, they do AdWords propaganda. Then what do we do? That is the situation. But Grama Sabha, wherever I could explain to you that they are fully convinced of it. They are fully convinced. Wherever Father Gargal could go and explain, they are convinced. So there is no doubt about it because nobody will allow to have a granite quarry near their houses. Nobody will like to have that. So they would be totally against it. So, this report, if it goes, it will change all the people's mind. One of the churches in Ella, the bishop read a small booklet said to be from the Gargal Committee report. But unfortunately, that report, I could see, I got the copy of the report, what we have said. It is only cooked up stories. All. So, bishop being bishop, he would not have got the time to do. And we know one of the brothers, he was determined against this and he did all the job. And when you read that thing in the church, the people will believe whatever they say. That is what has happened. And when we say outside the church, no one will say. That is it.
I agree.
So this will take time. This will take time to convince them.
Okay. Yeah. But anyway,
If the government wants to, yes.
Anyway, I actually many success story about Kerala, for Silent Valley and Pachimada and many things. This is also possible it comes a people movement. That is a solution I feel. One is a solution with village panchayat, Grama Sabha, and second things only for a people movement. That's all.
No, Silent Valley story is something crucial role. Sometimes movement later. That time I was in a government organization, Kerala Forest Research Institute. But within that, being a government staff, I worked against it. I went and talked to the people, and it became a movement. And Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad was really committed to this, and they took up. And they have branches everywhere. So that movement was successful. But now, Parishad has to take up this project also. And then Indira Gandhi's involvement was there, Rajiv Gandhi's involvement was there. That time was different. The people who are in apex, they are all having interest in conservation. Now these people, they do not have interest. They have interest only in cow. That is it. So that is the problem. Okay. But of course, we are trying to make it as a mass movement. The problem is with to lead that mass movement, we are not getting many people now.
Yeah.
Youngsters have to come for that also. So there is a
Definitely.
do you
Youngsters
think
are
that
ready.
they will
Someone will need a front coach.
okay.
Do you think that Kerala
Yeah.
Shastra Sahitya Parishad will take up this issue as a serious matter? That's another major question.
I think they will take up, but now they have taken up this Silver Line project. That is a major threat to environment. Silver Line is a major threat to environment because what we are going to lose through the loss of wetlands and paddy fields, etc., is about 2 lakhs, 2 crores 98 lakhs rupees worth ecosystem service values. Ecosystem service values is very important. Before we start up a new project, we have to study the plus and minus points. In that, we will have to study the ecosystem service values also. Now, ecosystem service values of all the ecosystems are more or less clear. It was first published in 1997, then later in 2014, they revised it. So according to that revised data, wetlands, particularly wetlands, per hectare, their service value is about 98 lakhs. Per hectare, 98 lakhs every year. That is the importance, 98 lakhs per year. So when we consider these areas which we are going to lose because of this Silver Line project. Silver Line project, many places it has to viaduct and so on. So in that, it will not affect the wetlands because they will not destroy many pillars for that. And that is going to affect the whole thing. Then they will have embankment. That means actually a mother wall it is. So that will also contain water. Water flow will be affected. So the total loss of wetlands, ecosystem service values of the wetland will be about 2 crores 98 lakhs in a year, every year. That means the project cost is 1.26 lakhs crore. 1.26 lakhs crore is the cost of the Silver Line project. But what we are losing is 2.98 lakh crores. So it is very clear now what we should do. മനസ്സിലായോ?
അതെ. So
അതെ.
Actually, the loss is much double
Double,
in a year
double, more than-
for 1 year. അതാണ്. സോ സിൽവർ ലൈൻ പ്രോജക്റ്റുമായിട്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഗവൺമെന്റിന്റെയും തീരുമാനം. അതിന് എന്താണ് നമ്മുടെ ഇക്കോളജിക്കൽ ഇമ്പാക്ട് അസസ്മെന്റ് സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്തു എന്നാണ്.
Every year this will be there.
അതിന്റെ ഫീസിബിലിറ്റി സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെന്നാണ് ഇപ്പൊ ഗവൺമെന്റ് അവകാശപ്പെടുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ അതാണ്. അപ്പൊ അത് എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ചാലഞ്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളത് ഇപ്പൊ സാറിന്റെ കയ്യിലുള്ള ഒരു പഠന റിപ്പോർട്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ഒന്ന് സാറ് തന്നെ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് നല്ലതായിരിക്കും തോന്നുന്നുണ്ട്. ഈ ഒരു ഡിബേറ്റ് വെച്ചിട്ടേ ഗവൺമെന്റുമായിട്ട് ഒരു ഡിബേറ്റ് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഇത് സംഗതി ഫോർമലായിട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതൊരു മൂവ്മെന്റിലേക്ക്, കാരണം പബ്ലിക്കിന് ഇത്രയും കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഇന്നായിരിക്കും ഇത് അറിയുന്നുണ്ടാവും, ഇത്രയും വലിയ ഒരു ഇക്കോളജിക്കൽ ലോസ് ഉണ്ടാവും എന്നുള്ള കാര്യം. അപ്പൊ അതൊന്ന് എത്തിക്കാനായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് സാധിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നല്ലതാണ്.
നോക്കാം. ഓക്കെ,
റൈറ്റ് സാർ, റൈറ്റ് സാർ.
ഏതായാലും ഓർഗനൈസ് ചെയ്ത എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നന്ദി. പിന്നെ ഈ ആദ്യത്തെ നിങ്ങളുടെ മാർച്ച് അത് എന്നായിരുന്നു?
സർ ഫസ്റ്റ് മാർച്ച്
1987.
87 ആ മാർച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ ഉണ്ടായ കാരണവും അതിൽ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത ആൾക്കാരെ ഞാൻ അങ്ങേയറ്റം ബഹുമാനിക്കുന്നു. അവർക്ക് എൻ്റെ നന്ദിയുണ്ട്. നന്ദി പറയേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല, നമ്മുടെ നാടിന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തു.
That is true. We planning for the next year making 2nd March.
I see.
Yeah, we planning.
Okay.
Yeah, this is want to book big movement to do that. You want to save our earth.
Okay.
Thank you, Ji. We getting your. We taking more advice from your teacher.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
സർ, ഇപ്പൊ ഫസ്റ്റ് മാർച്ചിന്റെ ലീഡ് ചെയ്ത ആളാണ് നേരത്തെ സാറുമായിട്ട് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്ന കുമാർ കാലാൻജി മണി. അദ്ദേഹം പീസ്ഫുൾ സൊസൈറ്റി ഗോവ അതിന്റെ ഹെഡാണ്. അപ്പം അദ്ദേഹം പങ്കെടുത്തതിൽ സോ താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച് കലാൻജി ഫോർ മേക്കിംഗ് ദിസ് വണ്ടർഫുൾ ഡിസ്കഷൻ.
Thank you. I'm really sorry for joining a bit late. I was out,
Okay.
But it was nice to see you all.
Thanks, sir. We will highlight this webinar. We will present it to the government also, sir. So Vijayan sir and your questions, everything we will be presenting to the government also.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalanji. Thank you so much.
Bye.
നമുക്ക് നാളെ നമ്മുടെ ശരവണകുമാർ ഉണ്ട്. ശരവണകുമാറിന്റെ അദ്ദേഹം സീസ്മിക് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ഇൻ വെസ്റ്റേൺ ഗാട്സ് അതിനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് വെസ്റ്റേൺ ഗാട്സിൽ ആൾമോസ്റ്റ് ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്ത ഒരു വ്യക്തിത്വം കൂടിയാണ് ഒരു ശരവണകുമാർ. അദ്ദേഹം ജിയോഗ്രഫി ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ടിൽ നിന്ന് വന്ന ആളാണ്. നമുക്ക് വെസ്റ്റേൺ ഗാട്സിലുള്ള ഭൂചലനത്തെ കുറിച്ച് വിശദമായിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം പഠിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അപ്പൊ അദ്ദേഹം 2:30 പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
നല്ല ரொம்ப സന്തോഷമാണ്. ഇനി കുട്ടികളെ പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാണ് നോക്കണം.
ഇല്ല, നമുക്കത് വേറെ പ്രോഗ്രാം വെക്കുന്നുണ്ട് സാർ. അപ്പൊ അതിന് കുറച്ച് സമയം വേണം. നമ്മൾ സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് സ്കൂളുകളിലും കോളേജുകളിലും. കാരണം ഇന്ന് സ്കൂൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഡയറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ടീച്ചേഴ്സുള്ള കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ആൾറെഡി കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ അത് നമുക്ക് മറ്റൊരു അവസരം ചെയ്യാം. എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി. ശ്രേയ കെ, പോൾ, അതുപോലെ ഡോക്ടർ അജിത്ത്, ഡോക്ടർ നമ്മുടെ പ്രമോദ് മുതലുള്ള പങ്കെടുത്ത എല്ലാവർക്കും, വിജയൻ സാറിന് പ്രത്യേകം, അതുപോലെ ശരവൺ സാറിന് പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുകയാണ് ഈ സമയത്ത്. നാളെ നമുക്ക് ആരൊക്കെയാണ് അവൈലബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള എല്ലാവർക്കും നമുക്ക് വീണ്ടും കാണാം. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു സാർ. വിജയൻ സാർ,
താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച് എവരിബഡി, സ്പെഷ്യലി വിജയൻ സാർ.
കുടുംബത്തിലെ അവിടെ ഇതിനുവേണ്ടി സഹായിച്ച എല്ലാവർക്കും, ചേച്ചിക്ക്, അതുപോലെ വേറെ ആരൊക്കെയാണ് അവിടെ ഉള്ള എല്ലാവർക്കും പ്രത്യേകം നന്ദി.
നന്ദി.